Hi kindergarten students. So a lot of you have been sharing your Kandinsky circles with me, and I am so appreciative of that. I love seeing them. So keep them coming, keep posting pictures. And I wanted just to show you another fun Kandinsky project that you could do with those circles. And so if you have some time this week, you could continue practicing your coloring, and even today tracing, cutting, and gluing. So I'm gonna still stick with those concentric circles that we talked about last time. So what you can do is in your house, maybe you can find a container with a lid, whether it's something in your recycling bin. I actually grabbed a jar here that I had, and I have some different scrap pieces of paper that I pulled aside. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my jar here on my paper, and I'm going to trace that jar, the circumference of it, okay? And if you look, you can see I have a circle, and I'm going to continue that down my paper. I'm thinking about making about 5 circles. And so like I said, I just grabbed some scrap paper that I had lying around. I'm going to continue here. All right. So after I have those circles, tracing is a great way to practice those hand-eye coordinating skills. So that's why I love focusing on tracing. I did use a Sharpie, you could use a pencil, you could use a crayon, all right? Any of those materials that you are able to use in your house and also are comfortable with. Same thing as last week. I grabbed some crayons, and I'm going to think of that little Timbit, and I'm going to color it in. Working on my very best coloring. My small donut. Color it in. Remember, I never want to color on top of my other colors. I'm going to color right around them. And I like using a variety of colors as well. I'm going to do my medium. Especially as the weather's been getting a little more rainy and chilly out. These projects are great for those days. All right, so I'm gonna do this in every single circle. And then I'll show you what I'm going to do with them. So I'll finish this, and then I will be back in just a few minutes with the next portion of this project. All right, so grab some paper, grab a stencil, a tracer, something that is a circle in your house. All right, I'll be back. Okay, so I have all my circles done. I grabbed a piece of construction paper. Once again, anything that you have lying around. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to cut each of my circles in a smaller piece of paper, okay, kind of like in a square. That's just simply so when I cut them, it's much easier to hold than if I were to hold that big, long, skinny paper. So I'm going to cut really nicely. And if you notice as I'm cutting, my scissors are staying in the same spot. They're just opening and closing. My hand is turning my paper. So cutting is one of those skills I want to always encourage my Heim students to always practice. Even if you have some old magazines or pieces of scrap paper, practicing your cutting is a great way to become better at it. So you can see I'm just turning my paper. Especially in circles. Circles can always be a little bit tricky because it's not just a straight line going up and down. So turning my paper. And my last one, I can get rid of my extra. So we've been talking about Mr. Kandinsky, okay, Vasily Kandinsky. We've read our story. We set up our paper with all of those squares. You've been working on your concentric circles, and this is a fun little project that I like to think of as Kandinsky's caterpillars. All right, so I am going to take my little circles and I'm going to make them go on my paper so they look like a little caterpillar. All right, so once again, if you have a glue stick, you can use a glue stick. If you have a glue bottle, you can use a glue bottle. I always tell my Heim students, dot, dot, not a lot. Okay, 4 little dots is all I need, because Elmer's glue, especially in a bottle, it spreads. So you'd only need little tiny dots. And I'm thinking about my caterpillar creeping and crawling. Actually, I was thinking about caterpillars the other day because usually we think of them in the summertime. And recently, when I've been outside on walks with my dog, I have been finding little caterpillars. And so I have a feeling they are getting ready for winter. And so they're trying to go through their life cycle right now. All right, so here's my caterpillar. I can choose my head, here or back here. I have a googly eye. These are things that I have in the art room. You could actually cut a piece of paper in a circle. Okay, and give your caterpillar an eye like this. All right, so you could do that. If you happen to have googly eyes, I could even give my little caterpillar one. I could even give him a little smile with my Sharpie. And using a crayon, different color than my paper, I'm going to give my caterpillar a few little legs. All right, so here you have a fun Kandinsky artwork again, but focused on that Kandinsky caterpillar. So have fun with this one if you have time to do it. If you're still working on your squares with your concentric circles, keep working on that. Enjoy your art projects and stay creative. Bye.